Hey guys, how's it going? It's Sam. So the other day I made a video about the book that I gave to Mina during Twice's Summer Nights Fansign, and a lot of people actually asked me about why Twice gives back all the presents that fans give them at these events. So today I just wanted to talk about the rules for fansigns, for those of you who haven't been to one before, and also the likely reason why they have to give back all the gifts that fans give them. So first off, I just want to link the current rules right now for fansigns. I don't want to go over each and every rule just because there's a lot. So actually, if you compare the rules from the first fansign to the current, the latest fansign, they're actually pretty similar. The only change is really that the gift rule. But I actually want to talk about what I consider the 3 eras of fansigns. Of course, I haven't been to every fansign. I actually didn't even go to every era. I missed out completely on Twice Goes to Lane 1, and Twice-to-Gram, and What is Love. So there actually might be more different eras, as in different major changes. But for now, I'm just going to talk about the ones that I've experienced, that I can distinguish between. So first off is debut era, and during this period of time, at fansigns, you can bring whatever gifts, the members keep everything, and it's just a lot more free and less restrictive. So in terms of the actual fansigns, I remember with each member, we got 1 to 2 minutes conversation. Of course, 2 minutes isn't that long when you think about it, talk to friends for a lot longer than that. But compared to now, it was quite a long time. But again, the main point is the gifts. So back during the Story Begins album fansigns, there was no rule about gifts. You can bring whatever you want, and they actually didn't check any gifts at all. So I remember my first fansign, which was November 7th, 2015. I actually had looked up through my fan cams. I don't remember it that well. But when you're walking up to the members, you go up in line. They're all lined up, sitting down in chairs like every fansign. And you walk up to the manager, who is either at a separate table, a little to the side, or they're standing up just next to the table. And you go up with your album. This is my album. And they look through it, make sure it's clean. You can't have any marked albums. You can't get a Twice signed Twice album, which is what I wanted actually, for fun. But no, you have to get it clean. And then you write on a sticky note, you write your name and your birthday. So then Twice can use the honorifics if you're older than them, and then not if you're younger than them. So my first fansign, I actually brought no gifts. I didn't actually know about fansigns at all until someone told me, one of my friends told me, oh yeah, I can try for a fansign. And then I saw Twice's notification on Twitter, and then I decided to go. But I really had no clue about fansigns, and reading the rules, they didn't mention anything about gifts, so I didn't really know. But at the fansign, I saw a lot of people had gifts for the members, headbands for them to wear, etc. But I didn't know anything about that, so I only had letters prepared for the members. But luckily, I actually got to the fansign the week after, literally a week after. On the 14th, I went to the next fansign and actually bought a Totoro plushie from a museum in Busan. I had a trip to Busan, and I got this Totoro plushie from this Miyazaki exhibit, and I gave it to Nayan. I thought it was really cute, and she kept it. So the thing is, they kept all gifts during luau promotions, Story Begins album. That's the first era. Basically, everything was more free. They didn't check any gifts. Actually, the only thing they checked was the albums, make sure they're clean, completely unmarked. And yeah, you can just bring whatever gifts you want, whatever letters you want. And the next era I want to talk about is the middle era, I guess I would call it. And this was the Page 2 album / Cheer Up promotions. So like the Story Begins, I went to 2 fansigns, both 1 week apart. At the first fansign, I actually brought 2 things for Nayan. So the first one I got was a box of chocolates, gold box, from the States. It's C's Gold Truffles, which is personally my favorite chocolate. Again, I don't actually eat chocolate too much, so if you guys have other chocolates you recommend, go ahead and tell me, but they're my personal favorites. And then I also brought a box of green tea chocolates from Bosung, which is the city that I was living in Korea. It's super down south. I was teaching English there. Anyway, so when I gave the first box, I gave both boxes to Nayan, and then she saw the gold box. It's pretty eye-catching. It's gold, and I told her it was from the United States, and she instantly opened it up, and then she ate one right away, and she seemed to like them. So she actually held the box with her the entire time through the fansign, which again, this is my first fansign since Story Begins, so I didn't know they changed rules or anything. By Cheer Up, they already added the rule about if you give gifts, then they'll be returned. But they didn't actually check any gifts still. You can just walk up with whatever, and the manager only checks your album. So during this whole fansign, Nayan has this box of chocolates with her, and I was wondering why she'd do that. And she actually held onto it. You can watch my fan cams during their performances as well. She was dancing, doing dances with this box of chocolates in her hands. And I found out later that the reason is, basically if they let go of something, then the managers will put that in a box to return to fans. So the other box of chocolates actually never got eaten. so I actually just brought it home. I ate some, but the gold box, she eventually either ate the whole box or threw the rest away or something, but she took it with her. So I believe at the same fan sign, could have been the next fan sign, someone actually brought like jokbao, like pig's feet, for Momo, and she ate it at the fan sign. So for my next fan sign, the week after, I decided to get something like toys for them to play with. And I've said this on many of my live streams. I don't look into ships too much, but I do really love Nayeon and Jungyeon. So I wanted to get them two like matching toys for them to play with. At this point, I already watched the Twice's Private Life reality show, and they seem to like Descendants of the Sun a lot. So I went ahead and bought replicas of the dolls from the show's first episode. So I brought this one for Jungyeon, squirrel, because it matched kind of her haircut during that era, and this bunny for Nayeon for obvious reasons. And actually, Jungyeon didn't end up playing with this too much during the fan sign. Instead, Sana kind of took over and played with it a lot. While Nayeon played a lot with this. There's some gifs and photos that I found of her playing with this doll. But then after they finished signing all the albums, Nayeon and Jungyeon did both play with these a lot. They kind of fought over them a little bit, which was really cute. And these are like really big, or you can see. And in addition to that, they also signed them. You can see here, Nayeon and Jungyeon signed them and named them. That's what the words say, green words. But yeah, since they didn't keep the gifts anymore, they started signing the gifts instead. But the problem with this is people started selling these signed items. So a lot of them popped up online. I don't know if you guys saw, but there are a lot of like dolls signed by the members during this period. So this is my last fan sign I went to during the era, and I actually went back to the States for quite a while, all the way until Knock Knock actually. I didn't go to a fan sign in between, like it was quite a couple months, almost a full year. And within that time period, they actually stopped signing stuff like this, probably because so many people were selling them off. So yeah, that was like the second period, the less lenient but like more strict era still. And that was only for a short period of time. I think it was only Cheer Up promotions. But again, I didn't go to Twice Coaster Lane 1, like TT promotions. So I'm not sure if the rule change came in right after Cheer Up or after TT. But the next fan sign I went to was one for Twice Coaster Lane 2, all the way, I think it was March 2017. And by then they stopped taking food. So you couldn't give food anymore. So chocolates was the one and only time I gave food to any of the members. And I believe this was the era they started taking gifts as well. So in addition to giving your album to the managers to look at and go through, you also had to give all your gifts to the managers. I'm not 100% sure if it was during this promotion. Could have been starting a Signal, but from what I remembered, they started doing that then. So from then on, you could only give gifts for members to wear or play with, and they return them pretty much right after. And a lot of people question why this is. Obviously, members could keep some gifts that they like or whatever, but no, Twice only keeps letters and everything else they return. So one of the reasons I think they do this is because, first off, they definitely don't have the room to store all the gifts that fans give them. If you've ever been to a fan sign or like seen a fan sign, a public one, there's boxes behind each member and they get filled up with gifts, whether it be plushies or big hats or other things like that. Each box is like jam-packed with so many things. If Twice were to take back, one box per member, that's nine pretty big boxes for every fan sign. They have about 10 fan signs for every main comeback, and then, anywhere from 1 to 5 comebacks for special comebacks. Then they would end up with pretty much a big warehouse just full of gifts that they'll never like play with again or see again even. But if they were to, be able to choose which gifts they take, then fans probably be upset, if members take certain gifts and don't take other gifts. And the members themselves probably be conflicted, would they make fans feel bad if they take one gift over another? And they just overall be more pressured, into choosing between fans, they would feel. So now I just want to go over a couple of gifts that I've given the members recently to give you guys inspiration maybe if you ever want to go to a fan sign. So first off, during the Knock Knock fan sign, I went and got a Giants hat and also a ball and little mini bat. So I watched Twice's live stream, the V-Live, from when they, kind of teased their MLB collaboration. When they were going to be the models for MLB, but it wasn't officially announced yet. And I figured since the fan sign was before any official photos were out, why not have the first like HQ photos of Twice and MLB gear? And why not make it the Giants? So I actually went to the Giants Stadium. I think I made a video about that actually. But I went to the Giants AT&T Park, which was near my apartment at the time. And I bought an official snapback, because I like snapbacks better than baseball caps. And then I also got a little mini bat and ball. So yeah, the inspiration behind this was getting the first photos of Twice and MLB gear. The next one I think is a pretty basic one, but effective nonetheless. So the members really like wearing flower crowns, from what I could tell. They wear a lot of flower crowns during events. So a lot of fans give flower crowns at fan signs. So this one I gave to Jui during one of the Signal fan signs. But she wore it pretty much from when I gave it to her always at the end. And I remember I was pretty late, I was pretty like high number. So, I gave it to her towards the end. But I remember some members even took off what they were wearing to put on flower crowns at the end. Because, it looks good in photos. So So my recommendation is if you want to like, have photos of something that you own, bring a flower crown. And last but not least, I want to talk about one item that I brought during the latest Fansign. Of course, I made a video all about the book already, but another item that I gave to Mina was this Agamotto necklace from Avengers. So because Mina really loves Doctor Strange, I got this for her. And she actually wore it during the entire performance after they finished signing all the albums. So yeah, basically, I just thought since Mina liked Doctor Strange, it was a cool Doctor Strange prop toy thing. And luckily, she actually liked it because she wore it during the entire performance. And I was actually pretty impressed because this thing is pretty heavy. I don't know if you can tell, but if you just hold it like this, it's quite weighty. And I'm impressed how she was able to dance perfectly with this on. So yeah, that's basically it. I know I went a little bit, off topic with stuff about fan signs, but I mainly made this video to address the questions that you guys had about why Twice returns gifts at the end of fan signs. I hope my explanation makes any sense to you guys. If you guys don't think that's the reason and you have other ideas, go ahead and comment below and tell me, your thoughts. But I also hope that after watching this video, you'll be more inclined to try for a fan sign. Trust me, it's the most amazing experience you'll ever have. And that's about it. If you have any more comments or questions, please leave them below. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.